What's up? Back at you with another video. The shades are seeming to be staying on. I've been wearing them the last couple of videos because I'm extremely tired and I don't want you to see my eyes. But I've committed myself to bringing these non-stop videos. Today is officially day number 46 of non-stop drops, where I've sat in front of the camera and I've enslaved myself. I've committed myself like an employee towards an employer, and I've never done such a thing ever in my life. I've never held a job, so this is extremely difficult. Shout out to you who is working and surviving for your family. Shout out to the black population, man. I know. I live in a township right near my house, just down the street, about 60 meters, is a station called Tembisa Station, the train station in Tembisa. And so on my street for years, ever since my father bought a house during apartheid there, and we've been living there. Or was it post-apartheid? No, it was in 1989 when they moved in there. Yeah, since then, people who are coming from the broader township would come walking great distances to eventually end up at the station, and all of them, the path kind of takes them onto my street. So my street is like the busy street where people walk past in numbers coming from work, etc., etc. So I know how hard black people are working, and just want to give a shout out to them and give a shout out to myself. In this video, we're checking out Katlego, and she has a video called How Divisive Figures Manipulate Public Opinion, and it has Julius Malema and Baloyi on the thumbnail, and it's written Clout Chasers. Why, Katlego, do you only have black people on your thumbnails, man? What about Ronaldo there? You as well are clout chasing here. Your last video, you were exploiting kiddie Korn, showing a child twerking, and then today you're pointing fingers at others. Yeah.
There are some people within this country of ours who simply thrive on negative publicity. These are people who don't care what they are known for. They want to say the most outlandish, the most ridiculous things to make people as angry as possible. They don't care whether they believe in what they say or not. What matters is the attention, the followers and supporters, the comments and the interviews they stand to get because of their controversial statements. And what do you know? Podcasters and news channels invite them to get more views on their channels. How pathetic. Their main agenda is to get people angry. And once people are angry, they talk about them day and night. And when the biggest voices within the country start talking about them, then these attention seekers have won. They want people to lose sight of the most important issues within the country and focus on their nonsense. The agenda is simple. Trigger people, get them to complain, and then I will be known worldwide. Here's a typical example.
Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
I don't know if you have noticed, but Julius Malema has lost his former place in society. He's no longer as relevant as before. From the 9% the EFF got at the 2024 elections to the departure of the many key members of the party. Many people had stopped taking him seriously. Many people had even forgotten about Julius Malema until he started pressing the button that he knows very well gives him the publicity. Singing a song that we all know is a horrible song. A song that is desensitizing the EFF followers.
Q here where I said that, and I was referring to Colonel Chris Wyatt and the Ronaldos and the Joe Emilios and the RP Mars who pressed this attention and media money but. So I was critical of Chris Wyatt in my previous video doing this, engaging in this machine, spamming, pressing this button that he understands that, hey, you press this button, money comes out. You know, as you press it twice, money comes out twice and then revenue is created somehow in the background. I don't know how she's suggesting Julius Malema is pressing that button, but could Julius Malema monetize our attention? Can politicians actually operate that way and manipulate us? I mean, my first instincts as a former EFF member, I'm still getting rehabilitated from the love of Julius Malema. So my instincts wanna spring up and defend him. Or maybe I'm just trying to be thorough. In my example, I was speaking about people pressing the button to make money, monetizing on YouTube, picking certain titles, certain labels, certain names of people in order to just make money. And squarely I was pointing at Colonel Chris Wyatt, who I believe is deceiving an American audience over there who don't know Nota. And so you're saying Julius is doing the same, and I'm trying to think for a moment. Is his salary in parliament his livelihood? Is he somebody who requires relevance? Is he somebody who's hungry for it? Or is he legit somebody who should have people's attention? Shouldn't politicians be looked at? Aren't they the leaders of society? Don't politicians naturally just get attention? Let's continue though.
And inciting violence. He knew that many people would freak out about it, and so he did it again recently. He keeps on singing it whenever he feels like it.
But Katleho, be smarter over here. Catch up with the news, okay? Because this song has caused this controversy once again. It hasn't been all bad. And the song wasn't sung for controversy. It was Freedom Day. If you've been listening to the interviews where the EFF were brought in, maybe the one with Clement Manyatela, where we had Clement Manyatela bringing somebody from the EFF and somebody from the DA. It was Willie Okamp and a woman from the EFF. That allowed us to listen and understand what all of this is meaning, what the song still means. And it has brought the Willie Okamps to try to make amends. He tried to get the EFF woman's phone numbers to try sit with her in parliament, to try and find commonality around the song. So I'm hoping for that discussion to happen and something good to come out of that. I'm hoping to see some serious battling going on, some horse trading between politicians in this current time. I hope for a season where there's negotiation and dealing, where things are done. Certain people give up certain things for certain things, and we trade and we try to move chairs around and do something different. So South Africa was kind of stale for some time. It was kind of boring. And this song has brought some life. So I don't see, man. There's a controversy and attention that is constantly burning in the political space. Politicians are constantly covered. I don't see a problem here. So maybe you're going to talk about Nota. There I did point out that, be careful, Chris Wyatt, because you're being played. Welcome to South Africa. We've been watching your content. We've been seeing it. Recently, I also saw that you were on Brian Shepherd's channel. Cue here.
Many individuals seem to think that you can become a multi-millionaire on YouTube. I don't know where they got this idea from. I'm sure they heard it somewhere in the great ether.
You see, I check you out. I listen to yours conversation, you interviewing Byron about his Anglo-Saxon culture, him talking about his time in Japan. It was pretty dope. Pretty nice, chilled session. I didn't finish it. I was actually enjoying it right throughout. Actually, as far as I watched it, and I watched it quite a way through. I didn't pick up yours common racism and the lies and the peddling of propaganda. It seemed like you were pretty chill dudes. So what was I even saying about that? I did tell you that I am tired. So I was saying Nota is being trapped by Chris Wyatt. The gravity of this country, our culture, is going to suck him in. And I did myself also invite some other young people to also join this movement, to join YouTube, to exploit the names of you the incumbents, you the current powers that be. I am urging the young person to come onto YouTube, do political commentary, and leech onto these big ones. Use their name. Use your name. You know, you black kids, there's a white man there who looks like Father Christmas. Go there and make content about him. Make other young people know that there's a gathering there. Attend his church. Listen to what he's saying over there and be critical of his theology over there. He can't just have his white church all by himself. So come in, black kids. Kateho is a problem. Attend to her. Attend to Ronaldo. Attend to everyone else. You understand? So use Nota as well. Criticize him. He's quite influential. He's done big things in South Africa. He's a real serious name. His name moves. And this video as well, though she may be critical of him, is moving because of his name and his face on the thumbnail there. So don't be played at all times. Remember what I told you. This is the media. This is the show business. And I'm telling you this because I'm a new media entrepreneur. I'm in this for 7 years and I'm starting to figure out, so these are the tricks that we were getting played, and this is how one can also enter this industry and play along. And you realize that if you don't play along to what the industry does, if you don't serve the algorithm what it wants, you end up just falling out, and then eventually you master how to play the game. And I'm telling you, you gotta enter and go exploit Katleho's channel, react to her content.
Especially when white people complain about it the most. The button that you react to the most is the button that they will keep on pressing the most. Look at them here.
He's the Boer. He's the Boer. He's the Boer. He's the Boer. He's the Boer.
It is no longer a song being sung to honor the struggle. It is now a song being sung to hurt feelings. The instruction within the song is to delete the farmer. Does everyone in South Africa believe this?
No.
No. But Julius Malema wants to be the president of Africa, does he not? He wants to go into global territories that he hasn't gone to yet. So to him, no publicity is bad publicity. Julius Malema wants CNN, Fox News, Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump to notice him. He wants a little Twitter war and a few mentions from these well-known people. And so he does the extreme things that will get him that attention. The same applies to this gentleman right here.
White people came here. They need to assimilate to our culture, not the other way around. It's bad enough we speak their language with a proficiency that they cannot even master. But they still need to assimilate to our culture. They need to assimilate to Ubuntu. That's the only way in which we can coexist within this environment. Otherwise, we will slaughter all of them, drive them to the sea, literally. It might not be me. It might not be me calling for it.
I'm not a part of that thing. I'm just allowing him to talk.
No, I'm just saying, it might not be me. It might not be me calling for that. In fact, if white people are being driven to the sea, I'm least likely to be in the front lines driving them to the sea, right? Because of my disposition.
What is your disposition?
As in, I'm a privileged black person in this country.
So why would you want to drive white people to the sea if you're just as privileged as they are?
The majority of black people, right, have been oppressed by white people and the white system. And if at any point they decide that they want to drive people to the sea, I will not discourage them.
Chasing the spotlight at any cost. They want to trigger people, especially white people. They want attention and have realized that race baiting is one way for them to get this attention. To these types of people, the consequences of their words do not matter. In Rwanda, these kinds of speeches and songs from these two men were very much responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people.
Paul Rusesabagina was the real-life manager of Hotel Rwanda in 1994. During the 3-month massacre, he saved the lives of over 1,200 Tutsis, though he himself was a Hutu.
His gun on my head, given orders to kill all of those people, cockroaches, as they qualify them.
Radio broadcasts barked the command, cut the tall trees, referring to the Tutsi, who were generally taller than the Hutu. The words meant sever their hamstrings, so they could not flee from certain death.
Not many many people were there to say, guys, let's stop this nonsense. Within the EFF are a lot of people who were
Hold up. Let me cue here Katleho saying that the Neanderthals could wipe out the Homo sapiens. The white people can wipe out the black people.
The Neanderthals could have wiped black people off the face of the earth. Could have wiped black people off the face of the earth. In fact, some of them can still do it now. And because most of the African leaders have not done their work well over the decades, there is absolutely nothing significant that black people can do about it.
The Neanderthals can still wipe us off the face of the earth. Are you making threats of mass satanic murder? Because that would be the most satanic, awful thing the world has ever seen, beyond Hitler. Do you feel some kind of enjoyment? I'm looking at your female eyes there, and you sound like a man. You sound like somebody who's pro-gun, you know? You sound like somebody who wants to snipe a kafir. You sound like somebody who wants to drop nuclear weapons across the entire black population. You still not wipe out black people. What the hell do you mean when you say we can be wiped off the face of the earth? What are those words doing from a Christian woman's mouth? You see, you are a participant in this. And I've caught you several times inciting people. You see, this is the media industry. This is what we are busy here doing on God's earth. We are out here screwing around, and the Lord is gonna come and catch us doing all of these things, Katero. Out here being hypocrites. This is fun. This is nice. But it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. Oh yeah. You're correct. Your video that you pieced there has actually gotten through to me. Of course it would. I am against the singing of the song Kiss the Boer. But I have to note that sometimes you're listening to the problem, telling you about what is the solution, suggesting. And so have to be extra discerning in these last days, because the devil comes disguised as an angel of light. And you sound very dark while looking quite bright.
Supposed to be sensible, but within the EFF are also a lot of uninformed, misinformed, and delusional people who understand Julius Malema's songs very well. They understand the meaning very literally. They view white people as pests. They can't wait for any little misunderstanding with white people to give them the permission to turn wild. We see those kinds of people throughout our society. In many cases, these kinds of people will be MK or ANC types. In most cases, they will be found within the EFF. Whether there's a red t-shirt or not, when you see this kind of character, you will be able to tell. If you're online as a black person saying what they do not agree with, they will call you a coconut. If you're a woman, they will call you mahosha. The angrier you make them, they will call you ugly, and some will even threaten you with violence. If you're white, they will antagonize you. They will call you racist. They will typically go the violent route whenever they encounter white people who disagree with them. This is unfortunately not an exaggeration. The EFF and MK types of people are usually people with a lot of anger inside their hearts, and the words of their leaders have the power to turn that anger into violence. Among them are a few people who are not wired like that, but generally the EFF is an organization that has managed to attract those people that are unable to reason without losing their temper. Whether it is Julius, the racist in command,
the EFF exists in a country indoctrinated to believe that the contradictions between the African black majority and the white capitalist ruling class can be resolved peacefully, and that violence in any form must be avoided and condemned. This belief is simply untrue. We must explain this truth to our people. When the South African Human Rights Commission takes us to court for saying that ultimately our revolution will require us to kill, we must be prepared to contextualize what we mean.
Or Marshall Dlamini, the EFF Secretary General,
Was that a slap?
or Floyd Baloyi Shibambu when he was still in the EFF.
Leave my stuff alone. Leave my stuff alone. Leave my stuff alone. Which one's more harassment? Human. Leave my stuff alone. Leave my stuff alone. Leave it alone. Leave me alone.
Due to people not supporting this and other things that the EFF says, does and stands for, Julius Malema's party has been falling apart for many, many months now.
Hey yo, that all looks bad, man. Does look bad, man. We take an L. I'm not a member of the EFF, but hey, L to the people that I've stood with. But what was the context? Were they defending themselves or something? Are these videos AI generated or something like that? Did Marshall really slap a guy? Did Floyd really handle... Who is that guy? Is he a journalist?
Sadly, he has gotten some resuscitation over recent weeks. He's trending again. The main things that got him famous in the first place are what he's currently trending for. And this time, the owner of X and the president of America are talking about him. All the tough times we saw him go through, and many people even felt sorry for him, may be a thing of the past now, and I hope I am very wrong about this. These kinds of people are dangerous, and they always attract people that are unstable and uninformed. They usually attract people from all corners of the country who are desperate for solutions but cannot see that they are being sold snake oil. And it is our job to keep informing citizens and keep fighting against this foolish and destructive party. So even though Julius seemed like he was losing his fire after his losses over the last few months, him being recognized and being discussed in America is something he relishes. Him and his minions would love to face off against people like Trump and Elon Musk. People like Elon Musk talking about Julius Malema when he's not even the leader of this country is actually truly ridiculous. They are simply falling into a trap. It does a great deal for Julius and crew and very little for us, the citizens of...
Q here when I said that Colonel Chris Wyatt is falling into Nota's trap. I asked myself, is Joe Emilio somebody on the other side of the ocean who has spotted this opportunity? This is the YouTube game. And in the previous video where I spoke about Chris Wyatt and the possibility of him being caught in Nota's net now, him now being made a participant. And Chris Wyatt now is responding to Nota, whom I believe is now caught inside Nota's net. I've mentioned before that there's a desire by the USA to view us as these crazy cannibals, as these insane savages. They really desire to see us like that, and there are some who can see a market to give that response, to say, okay, so you want to see savagery? All right, for clicks, if I can get some views out of it, if I can get some controversy going, hell, I'll participate in it. Are you watching me, Katero? Do you watch my channel?
Of South Africa. You let me know what you think in the comment section below, but I don't see Cyril Ramaphosa removing BEE because of Trump, Tucker Carlson, Ernst Root, or Carly Kriel. Like I said in our video about America Won't Save You, the comrades are not scared of sanctions. It is the citizens who suffer. And what we need to be doing is showing the citizens how the comrades are willing to subject the citizens to sanctions over matters that could all be resolved amicably. There are a lot of people in South Africa who still view voter education as a waste of time.
And oh yeah, by the way, earlier in the video I said your thumbnails always have black people. I think you have a spirit of repentance. I think there's some light there. You just need to be exorcised of whatever else remains. Your last, or in your 2 or 3 last videos, there was one where you had, was it Ernst Roets and Kali Kriel saying they are being dependent on others, etc., and they are lying and causing conspiracy. So thumbnail right here. So shout out to you. You're starting to show some balance. Maybe you might end up becoming some credible journalism in South Africa. So I retract. Keep putting some more white dudes on there, straight up. This is 2025, man. Nobody's afraid of white people, man. Put white faces over there, man. And probably do a video about the man who is said to be a principal who has raped a child on school premises. And I need you to now think about that or do a video about that and consider it with your previous video that you did. Remember, I told you that there are men who are sick. Remember, I told you that as you are displaying a school child over there, some of them have their shafts out. Now, you decided to be specific to a child. And I find that to be some kind of spreading of content that should not have been on the internet to begin with. For you to take that content and now multiply its viewership. I get it, you're trying to make some kind of criticism of that, but I think a freeze frame of that would have been enough. I, as a man, have not appreciated to see a young girl shaking her bum like that. Shouldn't it be criminal to repost young kids doing obscene things? Shouldn't it be illegal as revenge porn posting? You know, there are some countries that actually protect kids from being photographed and posted online. It's actually criminal. So you choosing to take a video of a child somewhere on social media to come and bring it the world attention. Do you know that there are pedophiles on your channel? Do you know that there are white men and black men right now watching your video with their pants unzipped and they've got a shaft and they're busy aroused by what you just sent them, and they'll probably now be going on social media to find some more of this. This is kiddie corn, what you're doing here. You are exploiting this young child. I warn you, watch yourself. I hope this video, as you've been criticizing these people here, my take and my input and my bringing of balance to the subject has exposed you as well. You need to stop the things that you're doing. Call out everybody who is wrong.
I'm aware of that. They believe in splitting the country in half or splitting the country into different provinces. What work have these people done to educate? What work have they done to mend bridges? Nothing. But they have already thrown in the towel because of people like these two gentlemen. People who represent a mere 9% of the population. Come on, guys. Come on. I know that many people are very excited about the attention that South Africa has been getting from Trump and Musk, but please allow me to burst your bubble. South African laws will not change from pressure. They will change through the ballot. Unless you're part of the 70,000 people accepting Trump's refugee offer, you need to realize that we need to change the citizens' minds, not bully the comrades into submission. We need the people to come to the realization that we need each other. We need the people to continue to wake up to the fact that the communist parties are not good for them. That is what I am fighting for. I will not ask America to help me. I will ask you to help me. You are my fellow citizens. You are going through South Africa along with me. Why would I trust someone overseas with American interests to put my country first? I know you love our country. I know you want to be here. Hence, I will depend on you no matter where you are in the world. I know that with you by my side, fighting these fame chasers who seek validation from sowing division, we can go further. Please share this video with other citizens who hold the same view and vision. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe, join our membership, or buy.
We cut it right there. Ladies and gents, I think I've thoroughly dealt with things. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will be seeing you in the next one.